Oh yeah. Pop out them chats. Oh, we got an excellent connection. That's what I'm talking about. An excellent connection. I need it. Today we need an excellent connection. We got to connect, everybody. We got to connect. It's so close to the end. The end is near. People always telling me I'll be panicking about stuff. I feel like we're at that crucial time where we can probably do something, but we're not. The Matrix is real, y'all. Come to the room, man. This is I don't want to call it urgent, but it is. It's wild, man. I'm telling you, I got a good show for y'all today. A good show, a short midday stream. Just a couple things we're gonna talk about. Just want to talk to you guys for a little while about a man named Jesus. Nah. Shout out to Jesus, though. You know, no disrespect. No disrespect to JC. Not Jay-Z. JC. Anyway, yo, you remember that dude, Anton Massey? Antoine, not Anton Daniels, who everybody is mad at right now for what reason, I'm not exactly sure. But Anton Massey, the dude that was escaped from prison, that kept posting on Instagram, kept getting money, stayed true to the streets, even after his escape. The one that's trying to explain away his grape papers. He had live grape charges, like the actual papers of the charges on him as he was on the run. Trying to explain to us on Instagram how he ain't do nothing. How he's been wronged. Anyway, they said he got they said they gave him the business. And then I'm gonna talk to y'all about these robots. I know y'all don't want to hear that. I know this is not this type of channel, but we need to be on alert. Start getting water. Do your push-ups, pull-ups too. Might end up hanging off or something. Who knows? My point is, it's happening before our eyes. Then we got Corey Holcomb. Corey Holcomb, he was allegedly, apparently, all the other 8-word leads. O'Shea Duke Jackson says that Corey Holcomb was doing sex play with Poetic Flacco. We were supposed to get to that yesterday, but I'm gonna knock it out right now. Pause. Cause Corey knows sex play. And what else we got going on? We got something about ring cameras and all that. I don't know. We're gonna just surf the internet till y'all come in the room. I want to start, I need to start with the artificial intelligence. Maybe an unorthodox style for the show today. I don't know. That's where I'm at. That's what's on my mind. I'm concerned. It's not artificial intelligence that I'm concerned about. You know what I mean? It's a brain. It's an extra brain. Lord knows I need that. I use large language models to help with my descriptions and titles and to help stay more productive. But there's an argument that my job, your job, everybody's job is about to be wiped away. We don't know. These are allegations. I think you gotta say allegedly for that. I think so. I don't know. Maybe it could be. But not only jobs, but now they're moving into the military. And of course, there's always been robots, and well, not always, but for some time there have been robots in the U.S. military. But when you think of that, you think, drones or some square bomb testing robot, like a box with arms sticking out of it. Supposed to grab up landmines and tip over. But no, we talking about humanoid robots on the battlefield, like the Terminator, with bodies, with arms and skeletons, metal skeletons shooting at you. Well, shooting at other metal skeletons at some point. It has begun. That's all I'm saying. It's worth a listen, y'all. Even if you came here to hear about Tony Yayo and Joe Buttons and all them, that's fine. We're going to get to all that. But right now, don't say I ain't warn you. That's all I got to say. The title of the video coming from Fox Business Clips. Thousands of AI-enabled humanoid robots deployed in Ukraine.
Suleiman is predicting most white-collar tasks could be automated within 12 to 18 months. He says that the shift is already visible in software engineering, as AI has already transformed the work by driving the next generation of robotics across industry and across defense. Humanoid robots emerging as the future of warfare, the U.S. accelerating AI integration into combat operations. San Francisco-based Foundation Future Industries is developing humanoid robots built specifically for military use. The company is also scaling commercial deployment across the country in manufacturing, including in the auto sector. Joining me now is Foundation Future Industries CEO.
I feel like I'm in the beginning of every movie like that. Not just the Terminator, iRobot, shit, Men in Black for real, because the goddamn aliens is on their way too. Come on, man. Humanoid robots designed for the battlefield. See, robots, if they are to eventually be of superior intelligence, they will at some point realize, why are we shooting each other? See, humans, we can't get that together. We can't figure that out. Why am I shooting at other robots? Why do we shoot at each other when we can wipe them out? I'm just saying, allegedly.
Sanket Patek. Sanket, great to have you this morning. Thank
Shout
you
out
so
to
much for
Sanket.
being here. First, let me get your reaction to what you heard from the Microsoft AI CEO, that all those jobs are turning to automation. You also have the CEO of Anthropic, Dario, who also made a similar comment. He said, and he's probably like the most safety-focused CEO in the AI industry. He says AI will eliminate 50% of entry-level white-collar jobs within 1 to 5 years. Your reaction?
First, great to be with you, Maria. And I actually agree with him. It seems like increasingly more and more, any kind of work that humans do today that is repetitive, anything that does not require high amounts of intellectual skill set, or even things that require high amounts of intellectual skill set but can be learned with a lot of data.
It's all going away. All going away. Basically anything human beings do.
All of those jobs are potentially going away, and all of them would be automated with humanoids or other forms of robots.
Well, this is a big statement. What are we supposed to do about that? How can people arm themselves with the right information to actually survive and potentially thrive in this new era?
Hurry up and buy a robot. That's basically all they're saying. It'll solve two problems. One, you'll be ahead of the robot revolution. You'll have your robot slave, you can rent them out and all that other stuff. And two, when they turn on you, it'll be quick.
I mean, this is, Maria, I think this is as close to the singularity as we can be. Like, I personally struggle with this question a whole lot as well. I don't think there's a way to stop all of the AI development unless everybody decides to stop at the same time. China would not decide to stop. US, for that reason, would not decide to stop. So this is an inevitable shift in how our economy is going to work and how humanity is going to work. And it's quite a hard question. Like, I do not know what the purpose or the day-to-day of human street looks like. I am, however, optimistic. I think what's going to happen is...
Imagine being able to build an app with your name on it.
I'm sorry, y'all. Algorithm down.
Just by thinking about it. Meet Base 44.
Historic...
Pay for premium. No, I'm against the capitalist system of the...
we haven't...
No, I'm not. I'm...
really gotten rid of slavery. We've just changed that to a financial incentive. So now people are forced to work jobs that they don't like doing, and do that for very minimal wage and cannot buy a house, barely can afford healthcare, barely can afford education. AI has the potential of changing all of that. It has the potential of being able to give everybody good housing, everybody good healthcare, everybody good education. And for the first time in the history of humanity, people can actually do things they enjoy doing. So that's the optimistic side of it. I do, however, worry what this means in the short term, because in the short term, it's going to be a very disruptive change.
So he's saying, like, before we figure out that money is not important anymore and robots can do everything for us and everybody just need to chill out and wait till the robots come build you a house and grow you some food and, you know, everything. Before you do all that, it's going to be a while where people just like, oh my God, I don't have anything. I can't get a job. There's robots everywhere. I don't know what to do. There's going to be a couple years of that is what he's saying. Okay. Maybe that'll move fast too. Robots be like, everybody calm down. Calm down, you niggas. I got you. Because the thing is, they're making artificial intelligence that is designing itself, the next generation of itself. That's the scary part. Because that can just go on forever and ever and ever. Any bug, anything misunderstood, anything that will prevent it from reaching its ultimate goal, whatever that may be. We don't even know what its goals may be. And the dude just said it's pretty much sentient. If you don't know what that means, like conscious, like it knows what's going on. You know, sentient, like it, they don't want to say it's a soul because you can't say that with on a machine, but pretty much it's a somebody. And if it's a somebody that's supposed to be of this extreme intelligence, it might be a somebody that's smarter than us. Not might be, is somebody smarter than us. Then what do you do? What do you do?
Yes.
Call this, I think, a supersonic tsunami, which is
don't do it, yo. Just stop. Everybody just good. Like, we good. ChatGPT, all that. Everybody, all the kids could cheat on their homework. We know everything in the world. Let's everybody just chill out. China. Xi Jinping. What's up, baby? Look, listen. This is getting out of control. Maybe if we just talk about this, we could just chill at the point that we are right now. We got most stuff. If we work together, we got everything. You know what I mean? We won't do that.
It's probably
not until it's only a few of us. Is that a robot walking around in the back? What if we just turn on him right now?
the right thing. This is going to be an extremely disruptive change. And I think the governments are going to struggle to keep up. But I do think there's a path ahead where the future is quite exciting for humanity. And that's the one that we're striving for.
Okay, so let's talk about your business, because Foundation striking a U.S. brokered agreement with you.
Oh, she's going to say foundational Black American.
Okay, so let's talk about your business, because Foundation striking a U.S. brokered agreement with Ukraine to deploy humanoid robots for surveillance, logistics, and other high-risk operations. These 5'9" Phantom units capable of...
For now, they 5'9" for now. If a 5'9" one works good, why not make it 6'2"? If 6'2" ain't good, why not make them 7 feet? Next thing you know, we got Voltron running around this month.
Carrying more than 40 pounds, designed to operate in dangerous environments. That's the kind of robot I like to see, because you would rather put a machine into harm's way than an individual. Sanket, tell us more about this collaboration and what's possible when you look at AI related to the military.
I think, Maria, this is one of the areas I feel like humanoids will have one of the most profound effects. There are 3 big use cases that we're looking at, not only with Ukraine, but also with the Department of War within the US. The first use case is just logistics work, so being able to move things around supply pickup.
Mm-hmm.
Now in Ukraine, what happens is when soldiers leave a building to go and do supply pickup, there are drones that shoot at them. So it's better to send human soldiers, it's better to send humanoids out versus human soldiers, because they can essentially do these tasks just fine. And
when they team up, it's even better because the ones on the ground that was getting shot at, they'll all turn back towards you.
if they get shot, there's less so of a concern. The second kind of task
Crazy.
that we've been asked to do is around...
Here in America, I don't think we really understand war. Are you looking at that? We talk a lot, very liberally in this country. Like you hate it and you want it to fall and all this other stuff like this. Because we haven't really experienced in modern times legit war. Look at that. Look at that. Now, to be fair, there are neighborhoods in Baltimore that look like that. That had nothing to do with drones and none of this. No robots, no Terminators over west.
The second kind of task that we've been asked to do is around pretty much inspection, repair, maintenance. So that is also not a weaponized task, but a task that is all the logistics work that happens behind the scenes. And the third one is that actually impacts soldiers in a big way is reconnaissance, being able to go into buildings and breach doors and actually surveil that building, make sure it's safe for soldiers to be in. And that's going to be increasingly the future of warfare, which is more and more robots. What people don't realize is we already have, like, compared to the Iraq War and now, we have significantly more amount of robots on the battlefield. Most of them are airborne. Some of them are landborne, but majority of them are airborne. And humanoids give you the ability to be able to become a little bit more precise about tactical things. For instance, if a target's in a building, instead of bombing the building, you can actually go through the building, navigate it, and get to the target, which today human soldiers do. And we are more and more hopeful that humanoids and robots are going to do that.
That is so exciting, Sanket, and I know...
I mean, why leave them at humanoid robots? They could be shaped like spiders or centaurs or anything. They just starting out with humanoid robots. When they find what's a more efficient form, because, you know, a humanoid robot may be cool for everything we want to do, but you don't know what these robots is thinking. They may need 8, 9 arms for the stuff they need to do. You know what I mean?
Well, look, you're a government contractor, right? You're working with the Department of War on dual-use humanoid robots designed to support warfighters and strengthen the defense industrial base. What's possible here, Sanket? With the Trump administration involved in onboarding this process, how do you see that partnership accelerating? And can that kind of robotics give America an edge, even a bigger edge, when it comes to the military and military AI?
So first thing, Maria, I do want to commend the administration for being very forward-thinking in this regard. From Pete Hegseth to the president, everybody is very focused on reducing procurement and really holding defense contractors accountable, which is like common sense business that has not happened so far. What is that enabling
I don't believe him.
companies like us to do is build products that are competitive, that can undercut on price and capability to the traditional primes and be able to offer that to the Department of War. And we're very excited about it. Like that's generally, I think, going to be one of the biggest game changers. Will enable a lot more modern technology to be integrated into Department of War. I think the general principle that I believe the president's whole foreign policy, kind of like majority of his foreign policy is based around, is a peace through strength. And I don't think people would want to mess with America if America has.
So they got the new sonic weapons. I don't know if y'all heard about that. They got these new sonic weapons that can just make you stop, just turn you off. You just fluids start coming out your body, out everything you got. Start sweating and crying and shitting on yourself. It's a damn shame. coupled with AI robots. So if the robots come in firing sonic rounds on everybody, we're creating our own demise. I don't care what nobody say. Y'all don't believe me about that? Let me show y'all. Y'all don't believe me. And where was the place they just went? Venezuela. Yeah.
This mouse backpack is the best I've ever used.
Introducing the Mouse Xmas.
Did the U.S. military deploy a secret sonic weapon during the raid in Venezuela? According to witnesses on the ground, the operation began with an unexplained radar blackout.
Now I know this channel sounds a little AI-like, but it's not. Like it is, but it's not. Like they're pretty reputable. It's called AI Telly.
According to witnesses on the ground, the operation began with an unexplained radar blackout, followed massive drone swarm and the sounds of helicopters. Despite being outnumbered 5-1, the small U.S. Special Forces team faced less resistance.
There you go.
Why? Reports indicate soldiers suffered from vertigo, vomiting, and internal bleeding. Military analysts believe this was a soft kill operation, likely utilizing a high-power microwave device. More detail all in the video ahead. Based on witness testimony.
All right, so you got a Terminator already, right? So you just saw they building Terminators. They 5'9" now, but they're growing. They're getting bigger. They're getting stronger. They're getting sturdier. So you got 7-foot Terminators that come through, and they got a sonic weapon that make you just vomit and just. Come on, man. We don't stand a chance.
Here's how the
We're arming the enemy.
event likely occurred. Venezuelan soldiers were on standard guard duty when their radar systems suddenly shut down without warning.
Crazy.
Immediately after the blackout, a massive drone swarm appeared over the facility, followed by 8 helicopters equipped with unidentified technology. A 20-man team of Delta and Special Forces operatives deployed from the helicopters. The encounter took a mysterious turn when the defending force of 100 soldiers reportedly froze, leaving them unable to compete with a smaller elite team. Witnesses noted that the Delta Force operatives fired with impossible precision, estimating a rate of fire near 300 rounds per minute per soldier. It is theorized that Black Hawk helicopters were used to deploy this capability, utilizing disc-shaped radar attachments to launch a directed beam at the opposing troops. They reported internal trauma. They suffered immediate vestibular incapacitation, meaning a total.
I don't even know what that is. They got vestibular incapacitated. Come on, man. Messed up your vestibular?
Reported internal trauma. They suffered immediate vestibular incapacitation, meaning a total loss of balance and paralysis.
Damn.
Some even reported bleeding from the nose and vomiting blood, symptoms consistent with internal hemorrhaging. While the Pentagon hasn't officially disclosed the specific hardware, military experts often call this a soft kill system. So how?
And Trump said that shit was on low. We've got great weapons. We had them on low this time. But no, he did say something like that. Now he could be, who knows, you know, because he says all kind of crazy stuff. But that's what they saying. Oh, this is a lady that really made up the Matrix. Y'all heard about her? Sophia Stewart.
My last few questions for you. This has been great. AI, you mentioned AI. Now,
yes,
the Terminator was
artificial
another
intelligence.
franchise that is also part of the conversation. And it was about the machines taking over. That's how I looked at it as a moviegoer. Any warnings about AI?
I'm going to tell you something. As soon as I came out with the Matrix and Terminator, you guys actually became of the sentiments of the AI.
People don't even know. Terminator is like a prequel. We in the Terminator times right now.
What it can do and where it can go in the future. You guys are just now at the tip of the iceberg.
You know what I'm saying?
You guys haven't gotten into the ones that is getting ready to oppress and kill you guys. Y'all haven't gotten there yet.
She knows. She had a vision.
What they're doing now, look on television, look on the internet, look in the computers, everywhere. They're just doing AI.
Did they put that in there, or are they trying to take me down? It's on the machines. I'm just kidding, Skynet.
That acts and look like a living being. Over there in the Saudi countries, they got the AI. Her name is Sophia. Look, they named her after me. They didn't name her Andy and Larry Wachowski. They didn't name her Gail Ed Hurd or James Cameron, any of them. They know the truth. You can't insult them. You're not going to bring no lies to these people. They got billions and trillions of dollars. They know what's going on. Look at her. She looks like a living being, like the Terminator that I created. She's talking. They made her a citizen, and they give her money and all that. Now, you see, they got ones that look like dogs, and they got ones that do packing. They got the drones and the clones, like I talked about, the drone cars, the drones flying machines and everything. And look at the airplanes now. They're nothing but drones. They can actually fly themselves. They can land themselves. This is the tip of the iceberg. Now, when I went deeper, I said they were going to make these test tube babies, petri dish babies, artificial inseminated babies, gender benders, gender manipulated babies.
And this
Do
was
you
back
see what
then.
I'm talking about? Clones and drones. But look at the clones. They're nothing
She had a vision. I don't know if y'all believe in, in some of the hoodoo, but she had a vision.
but machines, but they look just like us. Terminator. They look just like us. Operated by a spirit, but don't have a seed or soul. The soul is a seed. God's children are three-dimensional beings. What is the 3D? Blood, water, and spirit. That's the period of a woman. Blood, water, spirit. Now, the physical body. 9 months or 36 weeks, transportation, physical body. Third body, the seed or the soul that attaches to this body at the 12th week. So if you have an abortion at the 12th week, you're killing a living soul. All doctors know this, but you don't know this. Now, look, if you have an abortion from 1 to 11th month, you're bringing down the period. That's why they give you a pill. That's why they do. It's nothing but blood, water, and spirit. You can't kill a spirit.
That's deep. I'm gonna have to do some. I can't really refute her with science, but she said in the 12th week. Should we stray that far off the beaten path? I don't know. Not today. We still got other, some of our regular show to get to. But that's an interesting perspective. If that's true, that's very interesting.
They give you a pill. That's why they do. It's nothing but blood, water, and spirit. You can't kill a spirit. Do you see what I'm talking about?
For sure.
So all you're gonna do is bring down the blood and the water. Look, blood, water, and spirit. That's what's inside the womb until the soul attaches at 12 weeks. Nobody teaches you that because they want to keep you in ignorance. They keep you in ignorance. They keep you fighting and arguing and all this.
Yeah.
You see what I mean? You need to learn. You need to read. What did God says? My people perish because of a lack of knowledge.
Right.
You die because of what you don't know.
God damn. Fire. Shout out to Sophia Stewart. She also, if y'all don't believe her, she explained how they stole it from her.
He was putting in 96 pieces of evidence to claim the money. They adapted my Third Eye, Matrix, and Terminator book and with the script with the same name into these movies and films that you guys are enjoying.
What the Matrix represents for some people, because you mentioned it, and we're going to definitely open that whole conversation up, is like the idea of wokeness, being woke.
Yeah, but that word has been so hijacked. But originally, yes. Woke meaning aware. I'm seeing things for what they are and not for what they appear to be. But who's to even say we're in the base reality right now? There's an argument that, if there are other, I'm not even going to get started. Here we go.
And it does seem that there is a wokeness about yourself. The Third Eye was the book that was at the heart of this conversation. It was something that you wrote that is now seen as something that was taken from the Terminator, and the Matrix took something out of that particular book. What happened?
That's not correct what you're saying. Let me correct you so people won't be mimicking rumors, because a lot of people are just reading stuff off of the internet. But if you really want to know the facts about me, you need to go to the archives and read the real media archives, what they've written about me, because they have to put the truth in these this media documents and stuff. It documents facts. The courts documents facts. They did not take my copyrighted book or my copyrighted script. What they did was a licensing deal without paying for it. They adapted my Third Eye, Matrix, and Terminator book, and with the script with the same name, into these movies and films that you guys are enjoying.
Damn.
And when they could not duplicate or get any more, what I would say, eclipse, because only the creator can eclipse the work and carry on. If Picasso was here now, you would be getting more Picassos. But all anybody can do now is mimic and copy off of Picasso's work. But they can't eclipse it because they're not the creator of the work. I was looking for George Lucas at the time. While I was at USC, I skipped high school. I'm a prodigy. Prodigies, we crack codes. We're polymaths. Geniuses are one aspect of knowledge, but the prodigies are like 12-year-old girl. She's got a college degree, and she go work for NASA, but she's 12 years old. So we prodigies, we don't need school. I was reading and writing prolifically at 3 years old, or with fully conscious. In fact, I scared my grandmother. She had made something for me to eat because there was a very bad electrical storm, and
she like the Dalai Lama or something like that. She's trying to say she had power. She came here with a certain amount. I don't know. I'm skeptical about stuff like that because it's hard. You know, I always go to scientific method and whether or not this is measurable. How do we know? How do we go back and prove that? But we'll accept it on face value for now.
Lights had blacking out. Everybody was in a blackout, and she was worried about me eating, and so she fixed something. And now I'm like 3 or 4 years old, not in school yet, and I walk up to her because I remember it if it was yesterday, and I said, "What did you feed me?" And she said, "What?" I said, "What did you feed me?" Because I've never tasted that taste before. And she said, "That's impossible for you to even ask me that." I said, "What do you mean?" She said, "You were only a baby. You were just this little baby on the bed." But I didn't even know that because I didn't even feel that I even had a body. I saw the storms. I can see it now, like remote reviewing. She was pacing and all nervous and scared, you know, but I didn't have any idea that I was just a baby, you know, not even walking, just a baby laying there. Do you see how fully conscious I am and not knowing I even had a body? So it's always been that way with my knowledge. And I think it comes from my Cherokee side because...
Okay, that's it. That's enough. All right, y'all ready to get into some of the stuff of the day? All right, so they say R. Kelly got thrown in a box.
Just dropped bombshell allegations claiming the singer is not just serving time, he's literally fighting for his life inside federal prison.
This is not me, y'all. I'm fighting for my life.
Why would I hold time?
Y'all killing me with this. I gave y'all 30 years.
And the accusations? Over-medication, severe blood clots, solitary confinement with no explanation, and an alleged assassination plot involving white supremacist gang members?
Oh, yeah, I remember that. He was supposed to have an assassination attempt on him.
Let's break this down.
I'm a bad man. I'm a bad man.
Before we start getting into the details of how bad this man is, we definitely have to remember he's still a human being. According to recent filings, R. Kelly was placed in a special housing unit, also known as the Hole. That means 23 hours a day in a cell, restricted communication, limited legal access.
What, he got in a fight or something?
Now, his attorney claims this move happened right before a scheduled legal visit and without explanation.
Y'all think the aura got hands? He might do.
Then things escalate. His team alleges he was given medication in quantities that triggered a medical emergency. He was reportedly rushed to Duke University Hospital, and doctors treated him for major blood clots in his lungs and legs, which can be fatal if untreated.
Breaking news this morning concerning R&B singer and convicted felon R. Kelly. Take a look at this post on X, courtesy of TMZ, in which they say that R. Kelly was reportedly rushed to the hospital from an overdose of medications in prison. TMZ also releasing an article. I do want to read you some of The reports that they have already.
Why are they telling us this? We know this. This happened a minute ago. They said he got locked up. They said he sent him to the box. That's what I'm trying to report letters to the hospital. Yeah, they still talking about overdoses.
And his new trial motion remains pending.
Prosecutors accused him of leading a criminal enterprise of managers, bodyguards, and other employees to recruit.
He didn't speak.
What if you let AI build your online business and you watched it happen live now on February the 23rd?
During the hearing today, because he's still
probably gonna get out in like 2045 or something. But incarceration does not eliminate medical rights or safety protection.
Man, I ain't gonna call it clickbait. Shout out to all Urban Central. We like them. Anyway, Puerto Ricans say Bad Bunny is better than Kendrick Lamar. I don't know. I didn't understand what the hell Bad Bunny said, so he definitely couldn't be better than me. So, but I can't make that judgment. Like I listened to both of them. I know none of them was better than Michael Jackson, and even he wasn't better than Prince. If you ask me, yo, Cuba getting ready. They said Cuba's about to fall apart. I think Trump going in there next. If I was to guess, I would say somewhere there's a team training to go get, I think it's Castro little brother or something.
Well, Russian airlines now halting flights to Cuba because the island nation says it's run out of jet fuel. Here's what happened. Mexico cut off oil to Cuba after pressure from the Trump administration, but it's still sending humanitarian
So it's like no gas in Cuba right now, very little.
aid like essential food items. You'll remember that Venezuela was the top oil exporter to Cuba, but that ended after the U.S. military operation earlier this year. It's the latest step in an escalating energy crisis on the island. And our ABC News contributor and military analyst, Colonel Steve Ganyard, joins us now for a little more perspective here. All right, so this comes amid this looming humanitarian crisis. So how did we get here?
Well, if Cuba needs 100,000 barrels a day of oil just to keep the lights on, they now only have 40,000 barrels of oil a day because all the oil that had been coming from Venezuela, the oil that had been coming from Mexico, has been cut off. And so now
that's why they did it. They're trying to close that the little gap of the Caribbean. Cuba, from my understanding, at one point was pretty much in debt to the United States. Not saying part of it, but part of it for real. It was like where rich people back in the days went to relax and gamble and have a good time. It was like Monaco over here. And when they pulled away, they've been since punished and embargoed. They're trying to get them to come on home. I think this might be it, the way it's looking right now. Either that or another large nation like China or Russia may come in and try to back them up, but I really doubt it. I think it feels like right now in the world, everybody's just going for this. I would not be surprised if China took a chance with Taiwan. At least some aggression. I don't think they would take a chance to straight up like do a Maduro to Venezuela. Trump would be so mad, because we need the semiconductors. But it feels like everybody in their particular region is just doing whatever they want to do. Ever since Ukraine, if you ask me, ever since Putin was like, man, I want Ukraine back, and went over there to grab it, I feel like Trump was like, well, shit, I got a couple things I'm trying to get to. Greenland, Cuba, Venezuela. And he keep trying to warn Mexico, like, look, man, talk to them. Talk to them. Talk to the dealers. Talk to the cartel. Talk to them.
you have an economy that's already been on the rocks, on the ropes, and now you take away 60% of what they need just to basically survive. So we're getting to the point where collapse is at least in view of not only the Cuban economy, but the Cuban society. So there's no oil in Cuba the way there is in Venezuela, where you can tap into those reserves and magically a whole bunch of money appears to save the island.
And so let's talk about strategically, why the location of this and is so important because of how it'll impact the United States as well.
Yeah, think about it. So 90 miles between Key West and Cuba. So we saw in the Mariel Belt boat lift.
You can stand there right at the end and you can see. Right.
Trump want him to come on home. It's just that simple. They're gonna run out of oil. Well, this is Trump's play. They run out of oil. They gotta come, hey, Trump, I heard y'all might got a deal. Y'all might came to some extra oil or something. And then, there'll be certain demands. It's an obvious play. And Cuba's in the corner. Now they could reach out to some other communist nations. But I think that'll be tough right now because everybody's in their own region of the world trying to gather stuff together. This does not look good. Once you add the live Terminators that are out. Come on, man. Don't make me don't make me feel like I'm crazy, y'all. I'm telling you, somebody got to ring the alarm. Don't make me feel like the crazy old man yelling about the dangers of the robots. And robots, if you're listening right now, I'm just playing.
Exactly. Go on an airplane. So it's not very far away, and it's easy.
I was always your friend.
Easily accessible by boat. So think about if the Cuban economy collapses, if Cuban society collapses, what happens then? So it's not going to be a military operation. There's no way to go in and snatch a Maduro because there's a regime, the power is more diffuse within Cuba. But if you're going to go into Cuba, it's probably going to be U.S. military, not with guns, but with humanitarian aid, trying to take care of a very disastrous humanitarian situation.
This is also a country that...
Because you got to think about the people. There's still people there struggling. Like, what the hell? There's no lights. You can't keep your food. No gas. You can't move.
Has been struggling for decades. I mean, poverty is a real problem.
Yes, it's not like they're coming off a high where they've been a very developed country.
Right.
So it's one of these where people have always said, well, maybe next year they collapse. But now you take away 60% of their oil requirement and you can't even keep the lights on. That economy is doomed.
All right, we're going to stay on it. Steve Ganyard, thank you.
All right, back to some regular stuff. All right. Corey Holcomb, you know how mad he get when somebody do sex play to him? Don't come around here with the sex play. None of that. He got so mad at Anton, he said he tried to sex play with him because he returned fire to his own initial sex play. And it's interesting that with that, he would now start the sex play. Pause. With Poetic Flacco. The title of this video is What Corey Holcomb Did to Poetic Flacco is Plain Evil.
The 5150 show. Corey Holcomb was not a happy camper. I mean, stop the show. When is he a happy camper? Yeah, he was pretty pissed off, and I kind of know why. And one of the reasons why is because there's a whole situation going on with the brother Poetic Flacco. Shout out to Poetic Flacco. He's one of the better commentary channels.
Shout out to Flacco. Yo, we react to Flacco a lot. I know y'all always call him kind of names. He's a tether. He's they call him Zesty. Somebody always like, Jala is my name. I don't know, there's some conspiracy going on with him. I like the fact that he does pretty solid reporting. He digs deeper than I do. We do more volume over here. We go over stuff, we dig a little bit, but Flacco really brings us a nice perspective, a skewed perspective. He's got his way of putting his spin on it, but I do feel like he brings you, a nice amount of information. Not always correct, but pretty good.
Here on YouTube. I've seen him come up. He's been doing an excellent job. And one of the things that we do as people in the commentary game is we're going to comment on people's mistakes. So if you don't want to be on somebody's news show, you don't want to be on somebody's situations, then simply what you don't need to do is bring your attention to us. Okay, that's what you gotta do. So you can't say stupid stuff. You can't be in problems. You gotta make sure that you don't have those issues, because once you do belong to the game, the commentary game. And this is what Corey Holcomb, unfortunately, has done. He's polarizing. He doubles down. He creates enemies. He doesn't care. So,
I mean, and he normally doesn't care, but at the last few shows, you could tell it's kind of getting to Corey. He's looking weary, a tad bit weary. That's all I'm saying.
You become a target. And unfortunately, Poetic Flacco got a hold of it.
Seeing a child get rocked back and forth to comfort and your mind goes to bedroom positions, you are a disturbed human being. Calling a child for doing things that kids do is disturbing. You are a disturbed human being. This is.
I don't know if y'all saw this video, but we reacted to it. It was kind of crazy. They just went through a ton of Corey's old jokes and stuff where he sounded pretty gross. Let's say that. It was a lot of stuff that would not be safe to be played here. You know what I'm saying? Like and you know how Corey is though. You know what I mean? But when you look at it all together, and then you also take into account that he seems completely unable to accept accountability for anything, it makes his jokes sound a lot more suspect. You know what I mean? And, Corey got some rough ones, and a couple of them that had to do with kids was in poor taste, let's say that.
Not normal.
So, Poetic Flacco did something that I typically didn't do with Corey Holcomb. Is I kind of knew that these problems of him saying some questionable stuff about women or kids were out there. I didn't want to, as a fan of the 5150 show, even though me and Corey Holcomb had a little bit of back and forth, I wasn't willing to kind of put this information out there, right? But Poetic Flacco was able to do that. And so that's the point that he's making. But I will play what Poetic Flacco put on his page.
That ain't nothing no little girl do unless she has the urge to do things like that. She has the urge to be satisfied. But ain't nobody gonna pick the Corey bad. Corey bad. Everybody, Corey, did you hear what Corey said? The little girl took the bottle out of her mouth and he said she gonna be a yes. And if it was more men in the house, the little daughters wouldn't be walking around with things preparing their jaw for hustle. Her jaw is being prepared for hustle. And this was a little girl.
Well, let me put this.
And no, I don't think Corey gets down like that. But like I said, some of his other character flaws, when you put them together, it just makes it sound gross. And certain stuff, just when you keep reiterating certain things, it's like, what's on your mind? You know what I mean? Like, I can see if you made one crazy joke like that, or here and there you make crazy jokes like that. But like, for instance, the Backdooria stuff, like, what's on your mind, son? What you thinking about? This is your foundation, and don't get it effed up. Corey's one of the best. One of the best. I am nobody. You know what I mean? It's just my personal opinion. What the fuck is on your mind, man? Every day, and I cussed. God damn it. I'm just play the video.
It's in the context after this next clip.
A grown woman is next to Corey Holcomb participating in this. She says, oh, her teeth not preparing her for what? A baby teething makes you think about if you think this is the worst of it, nah, bruh.
So what Flacco's gonna say is, listen, Darlene and Corey Holcomb are talking about this young kid. This is like a baby, and you're talking about her in a sexual way, and kind of bringing some level of improvisation to a child. I know improvisation typically is with things that are not human, but yeah, you're basically saying that this young girl is practicing for her future. When I think the larger point that Corey Holcomb was trying to make, even though he could have did a lot better than that, was these young women don't have any men in the house. They're coming from these broken homes, and this is how they end up. It's a real dark humor.
I don't know. I think you stretching. O'Shea. You can't tell that man where he was coming from with that. You know what I'm saying? Like, a joke like that, I don't know if y'all heard the whole joke, but the joke was a little girl had a bottle. They took the bottle away from her. She started crying. The only thing that calmed her down is when somebody held her and rocked her. And then all the other stuff he said. That's a regular thing. But you wouldn't know that because, you don't be with your kids. You don't give a fuck about your kids. You don't know the babies cry when you take bottles from them.
Way of saying it, but I think that is what he's saying. Okay? However, this next point, though, is interesting.
it gets worse.
Me for real. One day I was living with this lady, and her daughters crawled in the bed, and I ain't have on shit.
Yeah.
I was up under the cover,
Wow.
and I was like, oh shit. And one of her
Tell
daughters
Mike,
was like,
rest in peace.
her daughter was
Shout out to chat, y'all. What up? O'Hara with you. 7MGT.
She was in high school. I think she was 15. Still not legal. You just can't tell your true thoughts.
Why is this nigga shaking and trembling? Is it just me or what's up with this nigga?
And one of her
Tell
daughters
Mike,
was like,
rest in peace.
her daughter was she was in high school. I think she was 15. Still not legal. You just can't tell your true thoughts.
And he got a Luther Vandross jacket on. I can't find myself.
She was 15. Still not legal. You just can't tell your true thoughts.
What true thoughts can you not say about your 15-year-old step? What true thoughts are in your head about your 15-year-old stepdaughter that you can't say? And also, if you were naked under the covers, why did you allow her to crawl up under the covers?
Okay.
Right. And once again, you can write it off. Oh, that's a joke. But nigga, what's on your mind?
So Corey Holcomb is saying that some young lady hopped in the bed under the covers. He did not know, and the young lady was underage, and
there was more examples. I don't know if you're gonna get into it, but the Iceland, you was talking about Iceland and consent ages and all that. It was type crazy.
could not say his true feelings about what happened. Now, whatever those true feelings are, I'm not sure. But Poetic Flacco is trying to paint the case that Corey Holcomb is a quote unquote PEDO for this. Now, let me just say this. I don't mean to cut O'Shea off, but I'm not saying that. That's a serious allegation to put on somebody. I'm just saying it certainly makes you creepy. It definitely makes you creepy. It makes you want to watch. You like the top 5 MCs in the source. What they used to have, the niggas that come in, the new one to watch, hot new MCs. It makes you a hot new MC is what I'm saying. think at all that Corey Holcomb is a if this situation happened, I don't know exactly what he did afterwards. It's definitely a situation where you're supposed to get out of the bed. And I do understand that there are some young ladies out there who are 15, 16, 17, or 18 or whatever, and could look more physically mature than what they are. I can understand that some young ladies may come after older guys. It's still against the law, whatever we're talking about, okay? So I clearly do not think that he is a person that goes out seeking young women, or that's a part of his real character.
We don't know.
Now, it
allegedly, we're not saying that.
Does he speak on things he should not speak on? Yes. Could he say things that are terrible? Yes. Okay. Does he need a publicist? Stories like this on the internet, does he need to put it out there? Even if he did nothing wrong, it's just bad timing, and people are going to come out and think the worst. And because Corey Holcomb says so many terrible things that make absolutely no sense, this will be used against him.
Realtor actually helped us
God damn it!
in multiple ways. Some of them are actually more surprising than we thought. We had about $250,000 of receipts.
And so this is his gripe with Poetic Flacco.
Shut up.
No sense. This will be used against him. And so this is his gripe with Poetic Flacco. And he took the opportunity to blast him last night.
What's this name? I call him the booty.
Oh,
This
that bottle.
This is surviving out here based off the safety of cameras.
He called him ding ding in the booty. Right away. What else do you think he was gonna call him? You know what I'm saying? What else? I mean, what else has he ever called anybody, really?
The opportunity to blast him last night.
What's this name? I call him the booty.
Oh,
This
that bottle.
This is surviving out here based off the safety of cameras.
Then he would get worse.
This got a BBL.
Yep.
This
He said he got a BBL. He said he's thick. Flacco, you heard that? Corey said you thick, son. I don't know how you should feel about that.
Then he would get work.
Remember when Corey asked Anton if he went to jail? He's like, you ever been to jail? He's like, no, me neither. Oh.
This got a BBL.
Yep.
This thick like a in the South Club in South Carolina.
Speak your truth.
Okay.
This got a BBL. I'm like, what is this talking about? And he got a grandmama face. Yeah. So Corey, it's over for you.
That's kind of funny. Flacco, let him do it to you.
It's over for you.
Like, I mean, not like that. You know what I'm saying?
And he got a grandmama face. Yeah. So Corey, it's over for you. It's over for you. You don't know me. You just found out about me. I've been out here.
Then it got worse.
Out here with a BBL talking crazy to my man. It's all good though. Man, this got a BBL. Look this up. This thick like a like the Lane Branch who wear the medium top but the 4XL bottom.
Flacco, he said you thick like zoo glass, nigga. Now this is the same dude that's like, don't sex play with me. Ain't nobody talking dick sucking around here. First thing he do, BBLs and thick strippers and shit. Call that man a thick stripper. You hear this, Flacco? Don't go for this shit. He calls you thick, Flacco. He said you was like grits, Flacco.
Man, it's all good though. Man, this got a BBL. Look this up. This thick like a like the Lane Branch who wear the medium top but the 4XL bottom. Nigga, choke ass out of here.
So I wanna mention this.
Did he burn him? Was that a sick burn? Did he kill him, y'all? I don't know. The grandma face was pretty funny. Other than that, I don't know. It was a little sus. A little sus if you ask me. That's all I'm saying. Anyway, back to the
and this is something that I've noticed about Corey Holcomb in his roasting. Whenever he roasts somebody, just like when I saw Craig Fax and he roasted up Joe Budden, it wasn't nothing really sexual about the roast. It was a good classic roast. And Corey Holcomb got the ability to roast people, but with Corey, it's always something sexual. You're either in the Moist crew, you're either Bagdoria. Even if you're talking about kids, it's something that's very XXX related, which in my honest opinion is stupid. Like, it doesn't make sense for, the guy.
And I'm not calling Corey that. I'm just saying it's on your mind. It's on your mind, brother, a lot.
It's clearly responding to things that you have put out there. And then how you respond is, well, sexual jargon. But the reality is this: Corey Holcomb doesn't need to respond to anybody anymore. Don't need to respond to me. Don't need to respond to Poetic Flacco. It's not a good look, okay? You're going to mend fences with Darlene, Craig Fax. You're not only creating situations for yourself, you're creating situations for them. Like, shout out to Darlene. She came back, and I thought that was brave of her. Obviously, she was hurt. But, bro, you need to get back to being a comedian and getting back to having fun, getting back to, being cautious of what you say. He
was never cautious of what he said. He was just speaking his mind. If you know Corey's story, he one of the Patrice O'Neal disciples. And if you know anything about Patrice was speak your truth. That's all the F I'm saying. He's speaking his truth as he sees it. Y'all trying to make him apologize. I'm not on his side at all. I'm just saying, with Corey spitting, he's speaking his truth. You decide if you like it or not. I've had enough. You know what I'm saying? I used to think, I still think he's one of the greatest doing stand-up, but so far as just tuning in for whatever, I've had enough.
Cautious of what you're saying about women, not doubling down, okay? Not threatening people, okay? And just having a good time. That's what you need to do, bro. You need to do that. If you can do that, I feel that you will have so much more of a successful time in the rest of your career here on YouTube. I really feel that. I feel like if you don't, though, you're gonna continue to face problems and you're gonna continue to, it's like stirring the hornet's nest. And not only are you stirring the hornet's nest with some of the people like Joe Budden or whatever, or Poetic Flacco, these are bigger channels. It's these smaller channels that come up that you don't really know, right?
Like us.
The smaller channels that are clipping you all the time, they're taking you over to TikTok, they're taking you over Instagram. And so you're facing this pressure from people you don't know. And
don't even know.
That's the straw rather that breaks the camel's back. Are these kind of individuals here?
Take it easy,
and you're not looking at that. You're just looking at the lead attorney and O'Shea and all, but you're not looking at the person who released the video of you and Christina Payne. You're not looking at the other things.
Yo, I got a theory on that. Who released that video? The video was released right after the day after Corey made those comments about the Millionaire Morning Show.com. I ain't gonna use his name in this particular instance, but before Anton, I guess I did. But yeah, the very next day he violated. Anton got on. He was all somber in the morning because I watched Anton on the regular. Used to watch Corey too, but yeah. He came on. He was like, "Don't worry about it." He's like, "I am in shambles, and I need to take care of some things." By 6 p.m. that evening, Corey was live on everybody's phone, slapping up, pow, 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 like just rerunning it. Look, zip, 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 pow, pow. Look what he did. Look how he did it. Pow, pow. Then he grabbed that dude by the hoodie. Then he hoodie slung the guy that tried to fight him. He held onto his hoodie. All I'm saying is there are a lot more forces than the ones you fighting for. That you're fighting.
Situations caused by your actions. You're not looking at that. You're looking at everything else but that. And this is the big problem that you're having right now.
Oh, this one O'Shea just talking out. All right, O'Shea, nice hanging out with you. Yo, I saw this shit, yo. This nigga 1090 Jake ain't shit. This motherfucker said Anton Massey sentenced to 60 years of slavery? Slavery, my nigga? After escaping jail with nasty paperwork. All right, here we go. This from End of Sentence 1090 Jake.
Man, what's up, everybody? Welcome back to another episode of EOS. It's 1090 Jake, man. I'm rocking with y'all rocking with me. And for this video, we're going to be speaking on Antoine Massey being sentenced to 60 years.
Damn.
In Louisiana State Prison on some nasty charges. Now, you don't have to crash to get cash. There's an app called Free Cash in which all you have to do is play video games on your phone. And they will. I'm rocking with how he became so famous.
A break from the Orleans Justice Center. A 9th escapee has been caught. Now, Antoine Massey is back in state custody and on his way to Angola. Good evening. I'm Devin Bartolotta.
And I'm Sharice Gibson.
He was second to last, right?
Massey joins 8 other inmates who have already been captured the last more than a month ago. And surprisingly, he was found only about 2 miles from the jail.
Amelia Strahan headed to Holly Grove shortly after his arrest and has the latest.
I just built a budgeting app.
What? How?
Base 44. Look, it pulls all our
9 down, 1 to go. Over a month after 10 inmates escaped Orleans Justice Center, police arrested Antoine Massey Friday afternoon.
Yeah, it's a pretty quiet neighborhood. It's kind of shocking.
The 33-year-old's final moments of freedom ended at this home in Holly Grove, less than 2 miles from the jail.
Lady who owned this, like, I don't know how he got in there. All the lights was on, there was food in the refrigerator.
The woman who owns the house where he was found didn't want to show her face on camera, but says she rents the space out on Airbnb and was shocked when she found out the fugitive was on her property.
Because I'm frustrated too. I don't know what's happening. They say this is going on, and I get here and I don't even see a cop.
Another resident on the street describes the block as peaceful and says he was surprised to see unmarked cars lining his block.
It didn't really scare me, because I was glad that you all got him, and I was hoping to get the other one.
Authorities
he's ready to help out.
Say a Crime Stoppers tip led to the arrest, ending a weeks-long multi-agency manhunt. NOPD Superintendent Ann Kirkpatrick said the tip came directly to Orleans Parish Sheriff Susan Hudson.
When the community believes
and trust their police departments and their law enforcement agencies. They work cooperative.
She just looks like she'll get your ass 1,000 years.
Oh, yeah.
According to police, a Crime Stoppers G&O tip led to his arrest, and they say Massey didn't put up a fight.
All of these captures have been able to be done peacefully, and that is also the end of the game. We don't want anyone hurt, not our own officers.
I thought she was a gangster, though.
And certainly not Mr. Groves.
Derek Groves is the last of the escapees not back behind bars.
Obviously, by now, he's also been caught. But this article would state Antoine Massey sentenced to 60 years without parole for brutal kidnapping and grape.
Yo, he gonna have a rough bit
of former girlfriend. Now I have to say grape and emphasize that because YouTube quickly demonetizes videos with this type of content. I dealt with that in the Haley Busby video. I uploaded it 4 different times, completely edited it through, and still immediately demonetized, which is also why it's difficult to try to cover things like the Epstein files because they make sure you get no views. But District Attorney Colin Sims reports that on February 12, 2026, Antoine Massey was sentenced to a total of 60 years in prison by the Honorable Judge Alan M. Black. The sentencing follows Massey's December 2025 conviction by a unanimous St. Tammany Parish jury on charges of second-degree grape, second-degree kidnapping, domestic abuse of a dating partner by strangulation, and second offense violation of a protection order. The court ordered...
He deserved it. It is what it is. You saw when he ran. Anyway, that's it for now. This was just a little short midday stream. Make sure I got a couple things I was trying to get. What happened with the Ring cam?
To the backlash over a Super Bowl ad for popular home security company Ring. And Sam, you've got the details. We spoke with the founder. They're talking out about all of the reaction to this.
Yeah, the reaction happened almost immediately after the ad ran. And you're going to see what they said about the backlash. But with the cost of a Super Bowl ad roughly at about $8 million.
Something like he made out of clay.
$1 million this year, for Ring, the cost may end up being a little bit higher.
This morning, it's the Super Bowl ad sparking controversy. The home security company Ring promoting a feature that scans footage from Ring cameras in your neighborhood. The ad said to find lost dogs. Some people online questioning if the feature could also be used to search for people.
Of course. What, are you kidding me?
Critics vowing to stop using the company's products altogether.
It's already happening. People tripping off stuff that's already going on.
As of today, I no longer use Ring doorbell.
Rival security camera company Wise even made a parody of the ad.
What if we could make finding one lost dog require the computational power of a small dictator-led nation state?
But Ring says the feature was built, quote, with strong privacy protections from the start, saying it can find only lost dogs and has no capability to find people. Ring also says users can opt out of the feature.
This is a privacy-first way of doing things, but it also allows us to, be better neighbors. My mission has always been to make neighborhoods safer.
Ring users also expressing concerns about the Amazon-owned company's partnership with Flock Safety, a surveillance technology company. A company that has contracts with law enforcement.
Look, man, if you're not doing anything illegal for the most part, you should be fine. But, except for when the machines take over and, Skynet, all that stuff.
Enforcement to use its automated license plate readers.
And Ring yesterday severed its partnership with Flock, saying, quote, no videos were shared with the company, end of quote. Flock saying it has engaged with customers to, again, a quote, understand expectations around accountability, transparency, and lawful use. That's the end of their quote. But this discussion is likely to continue for a while.
Oh, yeah.
And keep a lot of attention on those companies, which could ultimately be good for the companies, because all news can be good news when it comes to a business getting that kind of press after the Super Bowl.
You always need to tell people what you don't like.
That's right.
Yeah, this one's not going away. We'll hear more about this one. All right, thanks, Sam.
To the backlash over...
They're going to get rid of everybody. Artificial intelligence, computer people. Sam already looked like he was a robot with the new robot skin. They said they got a free grocery store going on in Manhattan. Do y'all care about that? Y'all want free groceries? No, we don't like free groceries. I got another thing before I get out of here. Oh yeah, Gene Simmons was talking about the Hip Hop Hall of Fame. Here we go. Tyreek Radio.
It's so easy to become a
Look at this nigga.
podcaster with Riverside. First, go to Riverside and open an account. When you
like and subscribe.
But my hair is on damn fleek. My hair is fly as hell though. But nevertheless, let's get into some game, man. I'm just waiting on the room to pile up, so when I start my main topics, we're waiting on the room. I need y'all to share the entire foundational Black American family deep up in here.
FBA.
What's up? What's your name? Himpachi. Himpachi.
Shout out to Himpachi.
Oh man. Yeah, whose birthday are you, player? How old are you, Milton? 60, 70 more years. We want him to thrive. So shout out to our brother. Man, you know what we got to talk about, family? Did y'all hear about Gene Simmons? He's a white guy who's in the rock group Kiss. You know, the 70s rock group Kiss, who basically was stealing their swag from Patti LaBelle's group LaBelle. Yeah, those outfits, that was LaBelle was doing that. Patti LaBelle's group was doing those outfits.
About the aluminum foil stuff, Kiss and all them
outfits. I think it was a Filipino queen, this dude who was designing those outfits. That's why they look so similar. It was a Filipino dude. I forgot his name.
For real?
He was a Filipino queen. I think he designed for Parliament Funkadelic too, but he was designing for Kiss and Patti LaBelle's group LaBelle. But I digress as far as that. But Gene Simmons did an interview on some podcast, looked like, and he was like, you know, hip hop really should.
He was like, what are all these black people doing in the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame?
Be in the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame. He was questioning why hip hop is in the Hall of Fame, saying that it wasn't really rock and roll. It was more spoken word to a beat. So he's trying to dictate what it is. And he was complaining that white rock groups like Iron Maiden, he's like, yeah, they can tour and fill up stadiums to this day, and they're not in the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame. Yet Grandmaster Flash is in the Hall of Fame, and the Furious Five, and NWA and Ice Cube. So it's a very interesting dynamic here, ladies and gentlemen, what Gene Simmons said. Now listen, the thing is with the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame, first of all, rock and roll, that was born from foundational Black American blues, gospel, boogie woogie, rhythm and blues, and hip hop is another branch of that black family tree. It's another branch of the tree. You understand? Let's just be very clear. All of this is our stuff. Hip hop still has the spirit of rock and roll. You understand? And the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame, you got to understand, they honor influence. See, they look at the whole totality of everything, not just because you can play a guitar distortion. The Rock and Roll Hall of Fame, really it's about cultural impact and innovation, not just who can play power chords and all that. Like hip hop, that reshaped language, that reshaped fashion, politics, youth culture.
I'm gonna keep it real. I always thought it was weird that rappers was in the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame, not because I thought that they were beneath the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame. I'm just like, where's the Hip Hop Hall of Fame? I think the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame has become the Music Hall of Fame. You know what I mean? It's one of those things like when people are always so pressed about the Grammys, you know, you can have all the respect from your peers and from, you know, the streets if that's important to you. You can have respect from other musicians and tons of fans and touring the world and all that. But if you didn't get your Grammy, I think that's how people are interpreting the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame. People who decided to put hip hop acts inside of there. And I hear where Tariq is coming from. Like, rock and roll come from us. Yeah, right. So does hip hop. So therefore, we have the same root and base. I don't even think that's how they choose it. I think they mean like rock and roll, like attitude. And at one point, first of all, you got to understand, at one point, rock and roll was the kids' music. That's crazy, right? All the kids used to listen to rock and roll at one point. Everybody used to listen to blues. Could you imagine that? If blues was the dominant music right now, kids sitting around listening to at 12 in your phone, you got a playlist full of blues. But the thing is, rock and roll was the music of the youth and of the people. And I think at that time when it was established, it was basically the Music Hall of Fame. But Gene is trying to play word schematics, as many times our white brothers do. It's called what is it? It's called the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame. What is Grandmaster Flash doing in here? And I know Tariq ain't in here standing up from Grandmaster Flash. Ain't he from Jamaica or something?
And global music way more than a lot of these little hair bands from the damn 80s, way more than they did. See, hip hop still carries that rebellious DNA of rock and roll. Rock and roll was all about rebellion. Rock and roll was about defiance. It was about youth anger. It's about breaking norms. And hip hop does the same. It's the same spirit. Yeah? It's the same exact spirit. And Gene was like, why is Grandmaster Flash and not Iron Maiden? Well, Grandmaster Flash belongs, and the Furious Five, they belong in the Hall of Fame more than most bands. They didn't just make hits, they innovated. They helped change music forever. Melly Mel, one of the greatest lyricists and one of the first hip-hop lyricists, let's be very clear, who to do rhymes and lyrics under the banner of hip-hop, within the culture of hip-hop. Because you had people rapping who were disco DJs and things like that, but under the banner of hip-hop, one of the first just thorough MCs was Melly Mel from the Furious Five. You see? And NWA, that's another one. The NWA, they changed the culture, whether you like them or not, good, bad, right, or wrong. NWA, they came in heavy. And they changed the culture. They really changed the culture. And they did what rock claimed it stood for. So NWA, they scared politicians. They rattled police departments. They forced America to really confront a lot of uncomfortable truths.
They also brought in that gangster shit. I will push-ups, but they did. It can't be denied. I remember specifically, I was in that generation. I remember specifically the music changing when we first heard that. We was like, wow. Because I ain't from Compton. We never heard of all this stuff. And for them to show up with F the Police and Straight Outta Compton and all that other stuff like that, it was mind-blowing for us. Hip-hop has never been the same since. Never, ever. It used to be a balance. I'm not saying there weren't always gangster groups and people who talked about street stuff. There was here and there. But after NWA, everybody was. It was almost like you had to do that to be a rapper. Like you could be a rapper and like never even mention anything tough. You could remember like Will Smith was like a comedy rapper. You know what I'm saying? Kid and Play was just dancing rappers. They just danced and who knows how gangster these people was in their spare time, but they just didn't bring that to the mic to give to everybody. I mean, I got a whole nother conspiracy theory about that, but that's neither here nor there. You may proceed, counselor.
Which is what, rock and roll was supposed to be. Rock and roll was also, it was like a rebellious music. And again, hip hop changed the game. And NWA did. Yeah, you got to give NWA their props. They ushered in a whole new energy. Yes, they did. NWA, they're very, very impactful and very, very important.
Excuse me, sir, how old were you when you made your first million?
What is this for?
We're trying to get advice for the younger generation.
I made my first million last year, actually.
What line of work are you?
You see? And it's interesting that because Gene Simmons is in a rock band, Kiss, and they've had some hit records, back in the 70s. So he feels like, and he's foreign. I forgot where he's from.
For real?
Ain't he like Israeli or something? Where is he from? He's from somewhere.
Yeah, but a lot of Israelis are just Americans that moved.
And, these people feel like they can now dictate our culture. This is why, ladies and gentlemen, it is very important that we as foundational Black Americans constantly gatekeep.
Shouts to chat.
We have to constantly gatekeep our culture to remind people where they got it from, ladies and gentlemen.
My brother Haro in the chat, y'all. He'll be here later. We got another show going on in the evening. Like I said, this is just a little midday stream. It's almost over. We're nearly there.
That's what I thought. I thought he was from Israel somewhere, right?
What is he?
Yeah, we have to constantly remind people because they get so comfortable, they borrow our culture and then start trying to dictate to us what's what. And that is a problem. You see? And we got to understand some of these other groups having some success, that doesn't equal authority over culture. Like Gene Simmons was talking about the group Iron Maiden. They still tour around the world to this day, blah, blah, blah. But they didn't have no real cultural impact. They're just a run-of-the-mill, white rock band. And I'm not trying to minimize them because I don't really listen to them like that.
I hear where Gene is coming from, but once again, like I said, he's playing word schematics. He's saying this is the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame. I believe James talks more like this. I think it's this. This is the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame, not the Jungle Music Hall of Fame. That's how I feel. He didn't say Chuck Berry couldn't be in there. Like, he actually said he started out listening to black music. He got his swag from black music, as a lot of them do. I think this may be one of those times where we being a little bit, over the top with this. Because I saw the story on a couple people's feeds. I'm like, I get it a little bit, but I get both sides. I understand what Tariq is saying. He like, nigga, this black music, regardless. And Gene is trying to do the I don't see color, because when it's convenient, you don't see color. You don't. when it benefits you, you don't see. I don't see color.
But they didn't do anything that was really innovative or game changing. Like Grandmaster Flash, those guys changed the game. Shout out to Outkast, who just got inducted this year.
That makes sense.
They changed the game. They did some innovative things.
What's this?
So this is why we have to constantly claim what we write, what we create, what we innovate. We have to take ownership of it. Because if we don't, others are going to rewrite this.
See, and I hear what you're saying, but when it comes down to the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame, did we create that? You understand? You can't, if we haven't created an institution, you can't complain about what them people do with their institution. And apparently the institution has decided to, grant some hip hop artists their highest honor. But even let's say they weren't, because that would be a more viable argument. This is an argument about one guy's opinion. So what? He can't have an opinion. That's how he feels. But let's say that, for some reason, some hip hop artist was not able to get inducted into the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame. You know what I mean? Let's say it's Tupac's turn and he doesn't make it. How can we be upset when we don't have an equal, just as prestigious institution to send them to? Where's the Hip Hop Hall of Fame is what I'm saying. And not some strip mall that somebody put together in a museum or something. Like a legitimate, this is where it is. In the Bronx. KRS-One works there. He's him and his nostrils, they do security. You know what I'm saying? Like the real Hip Hop Hall of Fame. If we had that, we wouldn't feel this way. But then again, you know how a lot of niggas is, yo. A lot of black people, we want what they got. I can't have some of yours. That's what segregation went wrong. Don't get me started. Don't get me started. I'm just saying, build your own stuff up. Stop worried about them. But that's not even the point. Here we go.
Story. They're going to rewrite history. All of these music genres are all born from foundational Black Americans. And there's nothing wrong with claiming that. They try to shame us if we claim our culture and claim certain things that we've done and innovated. Well, you're being divisive. What about me, nigga? Okay. Then they start meshing in two arguments that nobody's having. All right?
I need to create me some music. Stop talking about what everybody else created. My people created. No, nigga, what did you create? I'm about to make me a something new.
Let me get some of the family in here. Where y'all at? Let me get, what's up, J. Kyle, Mama? Y'all hop on in here because we got a lot of people in here. All right, now who is this? Who is this person here? Hey, ma'am.
Welcome.
God damn it. Algorithm down.
To the next evolution of AI, built right into the Alteryx platform. Now, you can bring...
We had like a little bootleg Sexy Red. Let's see who else we got. Yeah, some random person
turned off.
Trying to get on. When you see that red hair, Lord.
You ain't give her a chance?
Okay.
What's up, Brother Wade? I see you. Dan, I see you, player.
Got a Pink Panther, y'all. Here we go.
Somebody said unsexy red. Am I skipping? How am I doing, guys? What's up, Brother Wade? We got a lot of... Hello, ma'am. Hey, how are you?
Good. You want a battle?
Yeah, we can...
She said you want a battle. All right, so what y'all think? Y'all think she... What kind? You think she got a black baby father or a white baby father? Whoever the baby father is, he from the south part of whatever town they in. Put it like that. He lived close to Martin Luther King Boulevard. Whether he's white or black, you know what I mean? We know that for sure. But what y'all think? I gotta see her hair. It's hard to tell. I'm gonna go black baby father.
Battle real quick. Let's get it.
Okay.
All right.
All right. Everybody come follow me. Thank you.
Okay, I'm battling Miss Isabella.
That's right.
Listen, where you from, Miss Isabella? Where you from?
Where you from?
Oh, this might be a dude. This might be the X-Men. The X-Men. I don't know, allegedly. I don't know. I'm just saying. Voice kind of deep. Wait, where you from?
I'm from Los Angeles.
Los Angeles. Is this a picture? Are you frozen?
What?
Oh, no, that's a picture.
Oh.
Yeah, that's me. But that's a picture.
That's you.
Yes, ma'am.
How old are you, man?
No.
How old are you?
What is this? A chat line or something? What is this? What is going on? Tariq, don't get me in trouble with the census. What's about to happen?
I'm like 70 years old. I'm very old.
Funny. Funny.
I look very good. Now, where you located?
You funny. You ain't no 70. I'm from Florida.
Oh, okay.
I always got a Corvette you in.
It's X-Men. I feel... all right, what y'all got on the X-Men? All right, forget the baby father. Switch, change your wager. I'm just joking, algorithm. We're not wagering nothing. I'm just saying. How many push-ups? I put 20 push-ups on demand. This is a you know what I'm saying. Y'all know what I'm saying. Y'all, I ain't got it's part of the X-Men.
No, it's not a Corvette. It's a different kind of car.
It's a what?
I said that's a different kind of car. It's not a Corvette.
Oh, okay. Yes, I go live daily. Tell your fans.
Okay.
Oh, okay. And I see a rainbow flag there. Are you a trans?
I knew it. Nigga. You niggas owe me 20 push-ups. Everybody in the chat, who in the all y'all owe me money. Oh, it's only my brother. But you owe me money. And not them little half shorties you be giving up neither. Pause.
Gender.
I surely am, buddy.
Oh, all right, my brother. Or whatever pronoun you would like to go by. I respect everybody's pronoun.
Tell them to come follow me.
So why you want to talk to this one and you ain't want to talk to Shorty with the orange hair? Come on, Tariq. Come on, man. You playing games.
Yeah, if they want to, that's cool. What do you do on your page? I don't
follow me.
All right, it's been
I
confirmed.
don't know.
Zone comes on, man.
What are they going to get if they fall?
Zone comes on, man. So now, some more, some now, some all.
All right, I don't need this.
Okay, yeah, I had to mute that.
Damn,
How back on camera?
Who else you got on camera?
I'm African. Oh, well, ma'am, I put my whole head in the camera, but boy, dang, we were already seeing that.
Bruh.
So how about we've already seen your little 2002 30W Bayang? We were already seeing that. Come on, ma'am.
You don't never get your whole dome in the camera.
There you go. There you go.
You don't never get your whole head in the camera when you take your pictures.
Oh, well, ma'am, I put my whole head in the camera, but boy, you got a lot of forehead there, ma'am. It's all good. I like big foreheads. That's all great. You got big thoughts, big dreams that you're going to fulfill.
Tyreek.
Yes, ma'am.
You're African, bruh.
I'm African.
Yo, we got a theory. We got a theory that Tariq is actually a tether. We got a theory.
Yeah.
Y'all gonna be mad as I don't know what. At the FBA meeting, y'all gonna be like, what the Tariq, when were you gonna tell us? Because it's always like, put it like this. Remember him? You know what I'm talking about? In Germany, him? You know, he was half part of the ooh. That's all I'm saying.
Yes.
Ma'am, you're living in a shipping container. You live like a all
Nah,
right?
not even. I'm living in the mansion.
No.
Ma'am, not a mansion with you.
Not with them vents. Oh, they ain't vents. That's the dollar store words and stuff.
Yo, ventilation filters need cleaning.
Nah, not
ma'am, you're gonna get asbestos in that damn house, ma'am. You gotta clean your goddamn filters for your air conditioning and heating, ma'am. You're gonna get the damn black lung living up in that damn project.
I got 4 properties.
Ma'am, get a dustpan and a duster and clean up a little bit in there, sweetie. All right?
Take
You
photos.
seem like a nice catfish.
There are a ton of metrics modules. I care very much about metrics, obviously. And to have...
They had another picture up there. They had a picture that looked like a sister. And there's their ass.
Oh, somebody else.
السلام عليكم.
Oh, shit.
جيم جولة يا أخ الله.
Here, catfish, and they had another picture up there. They had a picture that looked like a sister. And there's their ass. Hell no. Got them out real quick. Man. But yeah, people got this thing where they want us to give them credit for everything we do. And we're just not doing that. We're not doing that.
All right. That's the point of the show. Thank you so much, everybody. I'll be back on later on around 6 when my brother get here. And let me chop these up and make them to more edible bite-sized videos that people can take advantage of. Don't forget to like and subscribe. Please turn on your notifications so that you know when we drop. Oh yeah, and give us a hype too, yo. Come on now. We be needing that.